Welcome back to Bourbon Country React.
Now it's recording. Okay. Well, we had 3 false starts.
Well, yeah.
Well, we're back.
The ye old record button was not
Sticking?
playing along. I just was ignoring the input.
Well, that's Keith. I'm Dustin. He can't operate a computer, and I like bourbon.
Man, I can't operate a computer tonight.
No.
We had all kinds of trouble getting the
Tonight.
video hooked up. Man, I've got computer chops.
Okay. Anyway, we got a bribe from...
Dude, I was running Linux before you were in IT.
Probably before I was born. To be fair. So...
At the car wash.
Yes. So, we got a bottle of Ancient Age from Melody.
Okay. We've had this a couple times.
Yeah. So this is a Buffalo Trace product,
I already know
I think.
my impressions of it from the last 2 times. It's been very consistent for me. But
I think it's a Buffalo Trace product. No, I can't remember.
I don't know.
Well, we haven't had it in a while, so maybe your taste buds changed.
Well, plus I had pretty spicy barbecue sauce with dinner tonight, so that may affect things.
That was so good.
So who's this?
Melody.
Melody,
sent us this.
okay.
Yeah.
So Melody, I think Melody may have bribed us for a previous Hardy song. Not sure.
I think she's bribed us for a couple. She likes her some Hardy.
So this is Hardy, and the title to this song is just Truck.
Truck. We've heard Wait in the Truck.
We've heard Wait in the Truck.
Right.
And there's some other truck theme song out there.
There's a truck bed one, too.
Truck
we
bed,
saw.
yeah.
We don't know what that is.
So apparently Hardy's got a thing for a truck. The thing is, when I look at a song title called Truck, I picture like a 2-year-old pointing out the window of a car.
Truck!
Truck!
I can see that. Hopefully that's not what it is.
Well, we can't rule it out, but let's find out.
Motorbike.
Airplane.
Uh-huh.
Wait. Man, that guitar. So no other part of the song, just the guitar is giving me major Nazareth vibes. I mean, you may not even know Nazareth.
I don't know what you... No, I don't.
It's a band from the 70s. They were kind of a one-hit wonder with Love Hurts.
I would know that song.
Right, everybody knows
Yeah.
that. But there's some other stuff of theirs that guitar had a very Nazareth vibe to it. I'm gonna have to get over that though. All right. See, my go buttons are not working.
If it's cleaned up, shined up, pedal down on Main, you can bet he's picking up some pretty country thing. If it's covered up in red mud with a worn out winch, there's a good chance that man is a pretty damn good friend. If there's horns in the back, there's a gun in the front. If there's dance on the side, he ain't scared of nothing. And if the 12 packs in the passenger seat, well, he probably worked his ass off all week. Yeah, somewhere way out there in any given town, there's a red, white, and blue collar driving heads around, turning heads and burning tread and stirring up dust clouds like a shine hauling outlaw. Yeah, I'm talking about his truck, his dash, the county on his tag, the songs on his radio, the stickers on his glass. 4 buys and 2 buys, it's true, you can't judge a book by its cover, but you can judge a country boy by his truck.
I mean,
If there's a silver cross
Shut up.
hanging off his dusty old rear view, you say
I was not even going to make a Pavement Princess joke.
I don't believe you for
I
a minute.
was. You caused me to do it.
Uh-huh. I caused you, yeah.
We have.
When in history of anything has anybody ever made you do a thing that you didn't want to do?
Well, never. Well, drill instructors.
But after that.
No. Since then, no. We have judged a country boy by his truck. Remember what's his name with his pavement princess that was jacked up to the moon? The country singer, we reviewed the video.
Yes.
Real popular guy, was like maybe on American Idol or something.
He's on The Voice.
Yeah. What's this freaking? They all know exactly who we're talking about.
You know, you're saying
huge,
it
huge
like they're
country
yelling it at the
star.
screen. Yeah.
The song was great, but the truck was ridiculous.
It wasn't Toby Keith.
No.
Who the hell was that?
They'll tell us in the comments. But we have absolutely judged a country boy by his truck.
We've seen him both young and old. I know that.
Yeah.
Dang it.
It's
Yes,
going to
we
drive
have.
me nuts.
Yeah.
Say he's found amazing grace a time or two. If there's numbers on the back, 92 to 2012, bet there's stories about his best friend that he can barely tell. Cause he misses him like hell. Somewhere way out there in any given town, there's a red, white, and blue collar driving his around, turning heads and burning tread and stirring up dust clouds like a shine hauling outlaw. Yeah, I'm talking about his truck, his dash, the county on his tag, the songs on his radio, the stickers on his glass. From 4 buys to 2 buys, it's true you can't judge a book by its cover, but you can judge a country boy by his truck. If there's horns in the back, there's a gun in the front. If there's gas on the side, he ain't scared of nothing. And if the 12 packs in the passenger seat, yeah, well, he probably worked his ass off all week. Yeah, somewhere way out there in any given town, there's a red, white, and blue collar driving his around, turning heads and burning tread and stirring up dust clouds like a shine hauling outlaw. Yeah, I'm talking about his truck, his dash, the county on his tag, the songs on his radio, the stickers on his glass. From 4 buys to 2 buys, it's true you can't judge a book by its cover, but you can judge a country boy by his truck. Yeah, you can judge a country boy by his truck. You can't judge a book by its cover, but you can judge a country boy by his truck.
It's hard to argue that.
Oh, he's totally tapped in to a social truth here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Accurate.
that is a part of the culture, and I mean,
He didn't say nothing about pulling bikes.
no, and that's a use for a pavement princess. And
What a dick.
what's funny is I am not a truck guy. I'm just not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a high performance road course fast
lower to
car
the ground, the
guy.
better.
Yeah, lower the better. Stiffer the suspension usually. Yeah, I want a really tight, very fast car, and up in the air like that isn't how you get around the turn the quickest.
No. Can confirm.
But I really liked that song.
I mean, it made sense, right? It was a little formulaic for me.
It was very formulaic. There were a lot of effects on his voice.
Yeah.
The
But
engineering
it wasn't bad.
over the top. But I still freaking liked it.
It was catchy.
It was catchy, and it just tapped into a culture I feel like I'm a part of, even though I'm not a truck guy.
I mean, you ride mine all the time.
I do.
And you helped me do a shit ton of stuff to my truck.
For the, most of you, I'm sure, have heard of Andrea,
Yeah.
and that's his.
Oh my gosh.
Every single time
Every time.
I get in his truck,
It's like, well, at
the
least
passenger
once a week.
seat is at this gangster lean. And at this point, I've got two options. I can roll his tinted window down just so my eyeballs and the top of my hat are looking out. or I can adjust the seat to a reasonable position.
Which is what you always do.
Which is what I always do.
Yeah. Next time you're in the truck, I'm going to roll the window down just a little bit. And every single time, he goes, "Damn it, Andrea." And every single time she gets in the truck, she goes, "Damn it, Keith." Without fail. Like, legit. Every single time. And I know it's coming. I know it's coming. Every time.
This song also made me think of something that happened. I'm surprised you weren't with me, but you weren't. It was one of those days where it was just absolutely beautiful, and I'm looking for someplace to drive a fast car. And I get on the internet, and okay, there's a car show an hour away, some little town. I'm like, go on.
I'm out.
So jump in the car, drive the country roads, get to this car show, pull up. We have encountered some really strange culture.
Yes.
At car. People can be
different.
And not really in the most pleasant of ways. It's kind of weird.
We went to that was like where they had prizes and shit. Mm-hmm. That was strange.
They take $8 plaques way too seriously. But anyway, because my thought is, if I'm going to a car show,
talk to people.
I want to talk to everybody there about their car. What did you do to it? What kind of shape was it in when you got it?
Yeah.
Brag about all the things you've done to this car. I want to hear it.
Tell me. Yeah.
And you get this real standoffish vibe instead a lot of times. So I went to one, and it was the exact same vibe. That kind of vibe that makes you go, I'm never going to a car show again. These people suck.
Yeah.
And they're not all like that.
Which sucks, right? Because, like, Cars and Coffee is an example.
Around the Indy area, Cars and Coffee is amazing.
It's freaking awesome. It's nothing like that.
3,000 high-performance cars, and everybody's cordial to everybody.
Yeah. It's not like what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Why are you looking at my car like that?
So I roll up in a supercar to this, and I don't want to be a part of the show, so I park in this lot. Now, everybody in the show could see it, but I'm clearly not part of the show. I walk up to the registration desk. I go, "You guys taking donations?" They go, "Sure." So I throw $20 in a jar, right? I mean, why not support them?
Yeah.
And so I'm walking around. And everybody I encounter has that standoffish attitude.
Like, what are you doing here?
Like I'm somehow intelligence for the enemy and I'm going to affect the judging. Right? And I'm getting tired of it. Okay. Like, I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to go get in my car and drive.
Yeah.
And I come by this old truck. And it's like an early 70 models, really boxy Ford.
Okay.
And it was the body was in terrible shape, but the dude had preserved the paint patina and all that, and just so forever it's going to look old like that.
Okay.
Right?
Like put a clear coat over it.
Put a clear coat over, sanded it down.
Yeah.
Without cleaning it up too much, clear coated over it. And
That's a look.
It's a look. Yeah. Forever it's going to look like an old beat up truck, right?
Yeah. We saw something similar at the show up in Kokomo.
Yeah. So I'm walking around kind of looking at this truck, and I just think it's cool. And I'm looking at the interior, and he'd done some upgrades to it, but mostly it's still early 70s stock, right? And I'm just like, you can smell that,
Oh, sure. Yeah. It's very distinct.
And I'm kind of digging the truck, and I see this old boy on the other side of it. And I look, I'm very aware of my surroundings. And I'm like, all right, dude's done some time. Because he had the ink.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, all right, he's got some ink. He's done some time. Still a cool truck.
Not everybody that has ink has done time.
This
was specific.
That kind of ink.
Right.
So I actually walk around. I'm like, dude, tell me about this thing. Now, first, is this yours, I spent an hour standing there talking to that guy. And his dad had another full custom entry, like 2 cars down. The dad comes over, and we're all standing there just talking about this truck for an hour and all the stuff they'd done to it and all the problems they had sourcing parts and,
That's how it's supposed to be.
that was truck. Right?
And you're not even interested in trucks.
I'm not. That one was cool, though. And I don't know, maybe the personality of the builder actually comes through a show car.
Did I ever tell you about the guy in the parking lot at the grocery store?
I don't think so.
So I was at the grocery store coming out, and I could see my truck from the door. And there was some dude and his wife standing behind my truck, like just looking at it.
Immediately condition orange.
Right. I'm like, the hell's going on? And I'm thinking, I'm like, did they hit my truck? Like, what's going on?
Are they about to jack me?
Right. So I walk up, and Andrea's with me. We walk up tentatively, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? He's like, oh, man, I really like your truck. He's like, you've done a lot to it, and I just got mine. And then I look, right in front of my truck is his truck.
Like yours, same model.
A year or two newer, nothing done to it. And he's like, how long you had your cap? And wow, man. Like, he was just enamored. I was like, dang, dude. And his wife goes, I thought getting the truck was going to be the end of it. Andrea goes, nope.
That stuff happens to me all the time. I was, last year sometime during the summer, I was at a gas station. I'm getting ready to get back in my car. This dude comes flying up at a 45 and stops right in front of the car. So I'm like, I'm going under my shirt like, here it goes.
It's about to pop off.
Dude pops out real fast, and I'm like looking for his hands, like what I'm going to draw on this guy. Just need to make sure I see a weapon first. No, he just wanted to. Man, that is a really cool car. I'm like, my pulse rate's at like 140, and I'm like, thanks, man. Holy shit,
You almost died. Saying.
It happens. Car and truck culture are things, and the Venn diagram is real. A lot of overlap.
That there is kind of proof that this was a good song.
Well, look at all the conversation it kicked off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I enjoyed the song. This may actually be playlist for me because it just has that mellow cruising vibe.
So instead of Sweet Home Alabama, when we roll on to Barbara, we'll play this.
Please, I'm trying. Guys, back me up in the comments.
No. Yeah, go ahead. Back him up.
Back me up. When you're rolling into a racetrack in Alabama with a bunch of high-performance hardware, you do not blare Sweet Home Alabama out the windows on the paddock.
Why not?
You just don't do it.
You guys tell us.
Especially since we're not from Alabama.
But that's the best part.
No, it isn't.
It's like going to West Virginia.
Don't say it.
All right. So, what do you think of this H&H? That was a knee slapper right there.
Man, you already got my John Denver hate all.
Do you remember that pulse that he was talking about? It just went up again.
You see it in my artery here.
I saw the vein pop out of here.
All right, H&H.
Yeah.
This stuff is so underrated.
Well, this stuff used to be so underrated.
Oh, is the market figuring it out?
Yeah. And we've had this bottle from Melody for a while, so thank you, Melody. But I think it's not impossible to find, like some, right? But it's definitely becoming more difficult to find because people are starting to realize that's a cheap bottle, and it's really good.
Okay. I think it's slightly better than JTS Brown.
Okay.
And not quite as good as Very Old Barton. I think it fits right in between those two. So we're talking very inexpensive pours.
Yeah, so I would argue that's interesting. I don't disagree with you on the JTS Brown.
Yeah.
But I would put JTS Brown above Barton.
Would you?
I would.
Yeah, you and I think might differ on that. I think the Barton is... I think it's pretty darn good. The thing is, though, it's arguable that if you blind tasted both of us on different nights,
we'd pick different
answers.
You're right. Oh yeah, that's true.
I really think that's true. So if you can find this, apparently it's starting to get some.
It's like $25.
Yeah,
or less.
Worth every penny.
Yeah. So if you see this and you're like, hey, I like bourbon.
So the flavor profile on this is not complex. Corn sweet. There's something else in there.
Yeah, I feel like it's like rye. But they don't tell me.
Corn sweet and a little bit of vanilla, so that's probably it's a rye flavoring. I agree with Dustin. So a little bit of rye up front.
And then just a touch of oak.
And the finish, the longer it sits there, the more the oak rolls in, and it's very pleasant. If you can find this for $25, it's definitely a go.
Proof?
I'm gonna say low 85.
So you're saying it's not smooth?
Is it 80?
It's 80.
Okay. Well,
it's pretty damn close.
When you're within 5 points, that's 2.5%.
And I think the thing that kind of sets this apart and makes it good, it's got a really good finish.
It's that oak.
Yeah.
That oak, and it's long lived.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you enjoyed this video and all our commentary about trucks and car culture,
well, it's Melody's fault. She picked the song.
Yeah.
Thank you, Melody.
Give us a like. Drop down in the comments. Tell us what country music we need to check out. Tell us what North American whiskey we need to try, and we will see you next time.
See you.